Hi guys, welcome to Abacus and Chess Learning Program. When we talk about Abacus and Chess Learning Program, this one we teach learners how to use Abacus in calculation of mathematics. And apart from that, we also have chess. As you know, chess is a brain development game. Now, when we talk about chess, as you know, most of our learners they have the problem with learning. Now, when we talk about abacus it helps our learners when it comes to concentration in class, accuracy, and apart from that, it also helps us in memory. It also helps us in problem solving skill. We have love of learning. Now, for us, we bring abacus so that our learners can be able to love maths. As you know, during our days back there, we really fear maths. But now, once you bring mathematics into practical, we will love it and everything will be okay. Now, when it comes to chess it helps our learners when it comes to concentration, thinking, and problem solving. Now, as you know, we as human beings, we have two types of brain, right brain and left brain. Now, for us to use both brain, we need to engage in such activities. Once a person born, we only use a left brain and we left the right brain dormant. Now, for you to activate this right brain, you need to engage in such things which it really disturbs our mind, so that this this mind starts to work together, and then the outcome, it will help our learners a lot. Now, as you see, most of our learners, you may find out that one learner is very active when it comes to class activities, but when you go outside the field, that learner doesn't do anything. Another one is good outside the field, but when it comes to class, he doesn't understand anything. Now, that means that learners, they use only one side of brain. Now, for you to activate the right brain, you need to engage our learners in such activities so that it activates both brain and the brain will start to work together and you will see the big impact. Now, apart from chess and abacus, we also teach our learners how to play Monopoly. As you know, Monopoly, it is a business-minded game. Apart from that, we also have a Rupee Cube. In the next lesson, I will show you a Rupee Cube and Monopoly. And then we have something like Ludo. Ludo, it also helps our learners to activate their mind. Now, let me start with abacus. This is the abacus that I'm going to use. We have two types of abacus, but for us we choose to use this one because this one it is more advanced. Now, when we talk about this one it was invented from Japan. This one, it is the Japanese abacus. We call it soropan. Now, this soropan, it is more advanced as you compare to the other one. Now, this one, I'm going to show you various parts of abacus, and then from there, I will show you how to use now this abacus. And this abacus, we use it in calculation of maths, both addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, LCM, GCD, and even percentage. So, and it is faster than a calculator. Now, parts of abacus. One, we have frame. This outer part, we call it frame. Without a frame, it means we don't have abacus. Now, the work of this frame is to enclose our abacus. Two, we have this middle line, we call it beam. The work of this beam is to divide our abacus into two parts, as you see. Apart from that, we have this line. This line, we call it rods. Now, these rods, they help us to hold these bits, and also they help us to identify the place value. Two, we have this one. Now, this one we call it feet. These feet, it helps us now to write numbers on abacus. Apart from that, as you see, we have this mark. This one we call it what? Starting point or unit point. This one, it helps us to identify where to start. Like, for example, this one, it shows that this line is supposed to be our ones. Now, this one is for teachers, and then we have the big one. And then we have this one is for learners. Now, when you look this one, we have the red part. This one, as you see, we have also a dot. This one, it shows that this one is our starting point. Now, if this one is my starting point, it means this one is ones, this one is tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, million, tens of million, hundreds of million. In abacus, we also use abacus in calculation of decimals. That is why this part now, when you move this part, it's now decimals. Like now, this one, it is our 10, 100, 1,000, tens of thousands, and so on. Now, it means this abacus is faster than a calculator. Once, if you want to see that this abacus is faster than a calculator, once I will start my calculation, I will be having this abacus, and you can take your calculators, and I will be the one to get the answer. Apart from that, it has approved that once a learner uses this abacus for more than 2 terms, let me say that is 3 and above months, this abacus sticks in mind, so that a learner can be able to do any type of calculation without writing anything or doing anything. You just dictate, and then the learner will give you the correct answer. Now, let's start and see how abacus use. First, now let's talk about these lower pits. In abacus, we have 2 types of pits. This one we call it they call lower pits, and this one we call upper pits. Now, when we talk about lower pits, another name for lower pits, we call them earth pit, and then another name for upper pit, we call it heaven pit. Now, when we talk about these lower pits, all these lower pits, they have value of 1, but it depends with the place value. Now, when we talk about the place value, now if this one is my starting point, as you see, this one is my starting point. Now that means this one is ones, tens, hundreds. Now it means this abacus of mine, I can do any type of calculation up to 999. But apart from this one, we have the big one, which I can use it even up to trillions. Now, this is how abacus use. The first thing, we need to know how to write numbers on abacus. Now, how to write 1? That one is 1. Now, that means once you move this pin towards this pin, it gains value. But once it runs away from this pin, it loses value. So, same to upper pits. When it moves towards that pin, it gains value. When it runs away, it gains value. Now, let's start with now how to write numbers. That one is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is how to write 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I want to write 5, all these upper pits, they have value of 5. But also it depends with the place value. Now, if I want to write 5, I will drop 4. And then I bring what? 1 upper pit on the place value of 1. So it means this is 5. 4, 5. Now, how to write numbers again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I want to write 6, 6 is combination of 5 and 1. So I will take 5 and 1. That is 6. If I want to write 7, I will take 5, 6 and 7. Like that. If I want to write 8, I will count 5, 6, 7, 8. If I want to write 9, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm done with the place value of ones. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is all about the place value of ones. But what if I want to write 10? Now see. My abacus is now reading 0. This is ones. This is tens. Once I bring this one, it means I have 1 tens and 0 ones. This is now what? 10. If I bring this one, it means I have 1 tens and 1 ones. That one is 11. 12, 13, 14. 1 tens, 4 ones. But if I want to write 15, I bring 1 tens and 5 ones. 15. If I write something like this one, it means I have 5 tens and 5 ones. That is 55. When I write something like that, it means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 tens and 9 ones. That is 99. Now, if I want to write anything on hundreds, now I will start with this one. Ones, tens, hundreds. I write that one. This one, it means I have 100s, 0 tens, 0 ones. It means this one is now my 100. If I want to write 101, 101 is made up of 100s, 0 tens, and 1 ones. That is 110. If I want to write anything, like now this one, this one, it means I have 8. Now, this one, it means I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 800s, 7 tens, and 6 ones. So my answer is supposed to be 876. 876. Another one. If I write something like that, I will start. I have 2 hundreds, 9 tens, and 1 ones. So my answer is supposed to be 291. 291. That is how to write numbers on Abacus. Now, when it comes to this one, as you see this one is for teachers. Even if you shake, it doesn't shake. But this one for learners, it shakes. So for the learners to be able to use this one, you make sure you place it on a flat surface. And then you do something known as clearing. Like that. Now, when we do clearing, now we can start now to use this one. Now, this one is our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and so on. And this one is the decimal. Now, that is how to write numbers on Abacus. Unless you have a question, and I'm here to answer. Thank you.